Hey, I'm Andrew alongside Marissa, and this is the Dugout podcast. Welcome back. Well, welcome to the next show, I should say. I always say welcome. I don't know why I say welcome back. I really don't. But let's keep rolling, shall we?
Yes. Let's.
All right. I really got to get better at that introduction. I told Marissa a couple of weeks ago that I feel I need to find like a go-to, you know? Haven't found it yet, but I'll keep trying.
Season 2 around the corner, so.
Yeah, around the corner.
Yeah.
So, Marissa, it's our first time back in I think it's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And just to touch on, there's some things that happened over
Mhm.
the last 2 weeks that we need to touch on because we didn't touch on it, last week. So
Right.
let's start with affairs in the Bundesliga. Dortmund went up against Mainz. Bayern Munich were up against FC Cologne, I believe. I think Dortmund had a 2-point cushion going into the final day. And Dortmund only managed a 2-all draw at home to Mainz, whereas Bayern triumphed 2-1 through a late goal from Jamal Musiala to give them their 11th successive Bundesliga crown. Your thoughts, Marissa?
So I had on the game because I was watching that and I was watching Chelsea women at the same time. I had a split screen going.
Mhm.
And it was like, because I was convinced that Dortmund would have done it, at home, yellow wall behind them, have a chance to break that mighty Bayern streak. And I don't understand what happened. First, Mainz went ahead, then they had a penalty. And I just had a feeling Dortmund were going to miss the penalty, and they did. Then Mainz scored again. It was like, And I mean, there was pushing, but they had a lot of chances to win that game. And it was just like, what is going on? So then when I realized, I think it was 2-0, and I was like, all right, let me see if I could put on the Bayern Cologne game, see what's going on there. And the minute I switched on, Cologne got a penalty and it was 1-1. That I see my take off his shirt. I never see somebody celebrate like that yet for equalizer. And then Musiala come up with a very, very good goal. And then I felt for Dortmund, but still I was like, I don't know if I could feel for one of this is one of only. So I was just like, boy. I was disappointed though. I really was disappointed. I mean, I like Bayern and I like Dortmund, but it would have been nice just to see Dortmund win, but guess it wasn't meant to be.
Well, when we spoke about it 2 weeks ago, I said that I had my reservations about Dortmund.
Yeah.
Because Dortmund have had a lot of chances to really stamp their authority on this side of the race, take the initiative, create a little lead, a little gap, and they've always found a way to, squander it. So I would like to say that I was surprised, but I'm not sure if. Okay, I had a feeling it could happen. So no, it has happened. My feeling is not really surprised. It's more like, damn, disappointment.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have a team that I wanted to win more than the other.
Right.
But it's crazy. I mean, I felt as though, like you said, Dortmund were at home, but I felt as if they didn't handle the pressure and the expectation well at all.
They did not.
They started the game to me a little bit lethargic. They were moving the ball really, really slow. And it was kind of like predictable. And after the first 5 minutes, after Mainz were able to, withstand that first wave of attack initially, Mainz looked comfortable in terms of like what they wanted to do. They seemed to be holding their defensive shape pretty well. They got the goal through poor marking from the corner, let's be honest. And then Bayern scored to go 1-0 up. Yes, Dortmund had a penalty. And again, I always say, and I don't want to use that example, but I feel as though I feel like the mistake that some teams make is that at big moments they tend to go away from what they have done that has brought them to the party. And I found out, and the commentator mentioned it, that Emre Can has taken majority of Dortmund's spot kicks throughout the season and has had a very, very, successful record from the spot. He's on the pitch, but he hands the ball to Sebastian Haller. Now, yes, Haller would have scored. I think he scored in his last 4 games or something like that going into the game, so he would have been in good form. But again, that's going away from what you've done so well, and I think that Emre Can, in hindsight, it's 2020, but I think your regular spot taker should be a regular spot taker.
Yeah.
And he should have taken the penalty, and then maybe the momentum would have swung at that point. But then you can't see the second one, and the keeper should have saved the header. It was again bad defending. The striker gets between these 2 centre backs and is in acres of space. But the header is the one that the keeper should have saved. And then after that, it was I think Royce coming on added a bit of energy to Dortmund, and the opponent that they got the goal back. Eventually, they did get the equalizer, and with Cologne equalizing, it looked like they may have done it, but it was like, because when the Cologne goal went in, I think they still had about 10 minutes left to play. Yeah. And I said to myself, like, I feel that goal come too early, And so said, so done. Yeah. So, commiserations to Dortmund.
They only have themselves to blame, to be honest.
Yeah. The bad thing about it is that Bayern's Bundesliga form is normally almost like City's in the Prem, where they hardly ever drop points. So in this season where Bayern actually drop points and give you a chance.
Gotta take it, man.
Exactly, you have to take it.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how that goes from there. All right, moving a little back closer to home. On Saturday, we had the FA Cup final at Wembley. The first ever Manchester derby FA Cup final, I believe. And Man City ran out 2-1 winners against United. Floor is yours.
How United get a penalty?
Oh, that where you want to start?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a penalty either, but
I'm convinced the only people that think that was a penalty is United fans.
You know what? All right, in the modern game, right? Let me choose my words carefully. In the modern game, I can't see referees giving it. If I was refereeing the game, I wouldn't have. Because I don't think that there's anything that Grealish can do to prevent the ball from hitting his arm. It's at very, very close proximity. To me, he's in a natural movement because he was jumping to cut out the initial cross. It's just an unfortunate thing that I can't remember who the offensive player was, but when he tried to knock the ball back across, it tipped his fingers or what's not. But you know what? Sometimes you do need a bit of luck. Thankfully for City, I'm not a City fan, obviously, but thankfully for City, this bit of luck that United got didn't result in a victory like what happened in the last Premier League encounter where Rashford was adjudged to be on. Sorry, not Rashford. It was Fernandes.
I can't remember.
Yeah, where Rashford followed. And Fernandes was adjudged to be off to be onside. Right. So thankfully, the luck that Man United got this time from a City perspective wasn't wasn't crucial. It was, but City were dominant.
Yeah, for sure. 2-1 is very flattering, I would say. For United, I would say.
I mean,
City has some chances. Like, I guess sometimes football is just a game of inches.
Right.
And I thought that sometimes they were inches away. Like, I remember in the second half, there was one where a cross came in. Somebody was inches away from turning it at the back post. And I think Haaland had a chance, like, either side of the game is a goal. Like, but City were well-deserved winners. United didn't look like a side that were that cared that City are on their way to a historic treble, and they wanted to stop. They didn't look like that, as I say to me.
I don't think. So the game, if you watch the game itself, the game is I think it's a fair reflection of the chasm between two teams.
Yeah, for sure.
So to speak. But I would never accuse United of not wanting it on Saturday. I just think that their level is not as good as City's. Obviously. True. So I don't think there was much that they could do to really affect the game. What I mean by that is, there was something that they could have done. But you see, City have, I think really, Pep has a really, really multifaceted team in the sense that City can play the little, intricate passing game.
Play anyway, yeah.
But they can also go direct, which we saw with the first goal.
It was funny. I turned on the stream, and when I I turned on the stream, it was, I think people were just gathering in a semicircle because I was at work. I turned around and see Gundogan wheeling away inside. But I was like, the game is no kick off.
Yeah.
And then I saw what happened. I was like, wow.
Similar experience in the sense that I was looking away and then I heard the computer erupt. I looked back, I saw, whoa, okay.
That was a great goal though.
Yeah, it was a good goal. Again, direct ball up to Haaland.
Yeah.
That was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I see you also have the other way of so like what United were doing to me United were defending in a low block and trying to deny City space in behind. But then they could all just knock the ball up to Haaland and they get a chance from it. And City will still be able to create the one or two chances from the intricate play. I felt United needed so that's what I mean. It's not a lack of effort, it's just like I don't think they were brave enough to do what needed to be done.
Yeah, that's
when you get the ball, you have to use it.
Yeah.
And it's not just about knocking the ball up long and hoping that you catch a little break on the counter or some boy could, I don't know. But Fernandes, Eriksen, Sancho didn't use the ball well enough when they were in possession.
Right.
So there's a lack of quality on the ball, a lack of bravery to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what counted against them in the end. And the only way that United could have gotten a goal was the way they got it, which is a refereeing. I won't say error because I believe that they felt as though it was the right decision.
Yeah.
But a refereeing decision or a set piece, something, a mistake from a City player. Yeah, but United didn't offer enough.
I could only think about one really good opportunity they had, and that was at a corner. And Varane kind of stealing at the back and kind of hit it wide. Probably should get it on target, but that was probably the only opportunity I could think of.
That chance would have been a bit more difficult than I looked on TV because he was kind of
he probably wasn't expecting it to come to him.
Yeah, he kind of looked off balance as he tried to jump.
Okay.
And then there had one with Rashford where he took a pop from outside the area that just was over.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but apart from that,
nothing really.
They didn't really offer anything.
But it's hard. Like, do I really want City to do a treble? No. But did I really want Man United to win 2 trophies this season? No. That's like when Liverpool was playing Spurs in the Champions League final. I was like, can this game be a no result?
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Gosh.
But we'll come to the Champions League final obviously eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, so City deserved winners, and like you said, they're one game away from immortality. You know what? Since you mentioned the Champions League final, let's go straight to that, and then we come back to Europa League final.
Yeah.
So yes, preview of the Champions League final on Saturday, June 10th at 3 local time. Inter versus Manchester City in Istanbul. Yes, Marissa. So, where do you think this is gonna go?
I was on my walk this morning. It was like, it's just that kind of season that Inter might just pull out a 2-1 win. But to be honest, I can't see any other result than City winning. Like, the way City are playing is just like, and I think we said it 2 or 3 games just before they won the title. It doesn't look like, I mean, Brentford beat them on last season, but
which I was surprised about.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So it was like, so they can be beaten, but at that point, them in party mode. They already got the title, so everything. But this is what they have wanted for so many years. This is why they brought in Pep. I just cannot see they've been there before when they played Chelsea in Porto 2 years ago. I just can't see them not winning this game. I just can't. They're playing too well. There are no visible weaknesses. And I think it's City. City's to lose. Anything can happen in the final, but I don't know. I just can't see past City.
I am giving Inter a 25% chance. 25 to 30% chance.
That's a lot, though.
It's a lot. But it still makes City overwhelming favorites. But it's a lot of chance to give, which is more than most people are probably giving Inter. But I'm going to give Inter a 25 to 30% chance.
Okay.
Now, in my defense, not in my defense. Interestingly enough, I have not seen a lot of Inter in Champions League campaign, to be honest. But I looked at some highlights, looked at their personnel.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that, City doesn't have any apparent weaknesses. City are good with the ball and then they're good without it, especially when they lose it because their pressing game is very, very good.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting because at the same time, though, while I don't think Inter's back 3/5 is, Great Wall of China. But I think I have a lot of respect for the personnel in Inter's midfield. The likes of, what's his name? Brozovic and Barella, for example. The guy with the same name, kind of logo or something like that. I think his name is. Hoping I pronounced it correctly. Yeah, I like, Mkhitaryan is still a boat there as well. And I know I've been critical of his straight pair in the past, Lukaku and Martinez, but they can score goals and the way in which City sometimes leaves themselves open might cater to their kind of game. In the sense that City have been susceptible in the past to the counter. We know that that's Lukaku game. Running onto balls in channel, when space is left in behind. Getting possession and pushing the ball to far over yonder, just running after it. We know that that's kind of like his game.
Right.
Martinez has proven that he can be a clever player, and also he's, to me he's up and down. Some days he might miss a lot of chances. Some days he doesn't need a lot to score. So hopefully, from an Inter's perspective on Saturday, I guess that's what they'll be hoping for. So I give Inter a 25% chance because I think Inter might have the kind of midfield to be tenacious enough to deal with City in possession and win the ball back, and then maybe use it well enough to get chances for their offensive players. A lot will depend on their bravery. Not only the midfield, but also the fullbacks, the wing back, Dumfries and goes in on the other side. How brave will they be to bomb on and try to get in behind? Because City's when City are in possession, I think Stones now comes into midfield and it's basically a battery as well. So it'll be interesting. There'll be space on the flanks. It'll be interesting. Yeah. And then again, like you said, City have been waiting for this moment for a very, very long time.
Very long.
And the other incentive is that they have the opportunity to match United's 99 treble winning side as well. That's a huge incentive. I fancy them to do it, but at the same time, I'm giving Inter a chance because of the reasons I just mentioned, coupled with the fact that I feel as if, could City suffer the Dortmund experience and play under the pressure and almost be suffocated by it, wanted to, so.
See, that would have been my question if we didn't just have the title race that we just had. Like, I felt like City, for me, were challenged. I mean, 8 points behind, a game in hand or so, but they really had to dig deep. They really had to band together, and especially when they weren't playing the best of football at the beginning of the season either. So I felt like because they were able to rally under that pressure of Arsenal consistently being there, it's getting me so tired. Had to deal with the pressure of Arsenal kind of making them even exceed what they were doing previously. It's like, I just don't think that you're going to see that on Saturday. I really do think that this side is ready for this, honestly. I really think they are. So I agree with you. Inter definitely has a chance where their personnel and everything. And they want it for their own reasons. Come on, it's a Champions League.
Right.
But I want Lukaku to win the Champions League. But anyways, I just think City will win it.
Okay.
I don't really want City to win it, but I really want Lukaku to win the Champions League.
I get you.
So I would like a no result again, but hey.
I see where you're going. And just to respond to what you said, City, we're challenging the Premier League, but I think we must be fair. The Premier League is a trophy that they've won last 6 years.
True.
They've been there, done it. I think Champions League because that's the one they haven't won. How would they respond? Let's say if they go 1-0 down or 2-0 down, and and it looks like shock is on. No, they have the ability and they very well could come back and win 3-2 or 4-2. We've seen that a lot of times from City. But at the same time, I guess the pressure, it's all about how they handle it though. Pressure, and again, how brave Inter will be. Hopefully Inter will be brave enough that we can have a compelling final that's end to end and competitive.
Yeah.
I don't want this huge build up to then,
a 3-4-0 drubbing.
Correct.
Yeah.
The one thing that will concern me as well, and this is only because I haven't seen Inter's games, but because of the personnel in midfield, I think they might be able to cope with it a bit better. Is the speed that City plays with, because City's intensity against Real is what undid them.
Yeah, boy.
City will probably start fast again on Saturday. Because I think Inter has a bit more legs in midfield with Barella and Brozovic and stuff like that. I'm hoping that they can cope with a bit better and that they won't be swallowed alive, so to speak, by that City attack. But we'll see.
Yeah, we will.
If I was a betting man like you, I will also bet on City as well.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens and may the best team win.
Yeah. We see.
Yeah.
From one European final to another.
Right, to your boy Jose, I didn't get to watch the game. A lot of stuff happened on that Wednesday. Yeah. I mean, in terms of I wasn't able to be home like I planned. I was dealing with some stuff, but had some errands. But right, I did see the last 5 minutes in normal time, and I did see the extra time. Didn't watch the penalty kicks. But yes, Roma lost on penalties after a 1-1 draw after extra time. They lost 4-1, I think, to Sevilla.
Okay.
Right. So, I'm guessing that you watched more of the game than me. So I'll let you run point.
I only watched the first half and then bits and pieces of the second half. And then went for my walk. I can't be delaying my exercise just because a game goes to extra time all the time. I've done it enough this season. But
cardio is important.
It's true,
So I'm not
really important. My health is important. I'm choosing my health over football. But I thought Roma played well and were good value for the goal.
Right.
They played really well in the first half, but Sevilla were the better team for sure in the second half. Roma had to withstand a lot of pressure. They eventually equalized through own goal, but I just felt Sevilla, if there was going to be a winner in normal time, I felt it was going to be Sevilla. I can't comment extra time my penalties because, as I said, I was on my walk, but I was still keeping the brush to the score and stuff. But Europa League is just the Sevilla Cup.
Yeah, I've been on the end of it, as we all know.
Manchester United, Arsenal, I think.
I was talking about in terms of playing my final. But,
okay.
Still the same thing, Tomato.
Yeah. They know how to win this competition.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I didn't see the first half, but what you said is similar to what I heard from people who did see the first half or see the whole game, or saw the whole game rather. From what I saw though, like you said, towards the end of 90 minutes and then in extra time, again, Seville were the team that was pushing, looking for that winner, for that breakthrough, and it was clear that if anyone was going to get it, it would probably be Sevilla. Roma struggled to retain possession. There were times they were under siege and all one of them or whoever could manage to just kick the ball, it feel, and then it came back at them.
And the siege is right, boy.
Total bombardment, so.
Which was in contrast, I felt, to the first half because they were winning it well.
Right.
And, creating some openings and stuff. But,
Yeah, I guess Sevilla probably made adjustments. I probably came up with a different mindset. And Roma didn't respond. Roma didn't respond. But what was interesting was Jose being upset at the officials and ranting and raving. You didn't watch the whole game, so I probably can't ask you, but I was wondering what he was so upset about.
There was I know for a fact that there was an incident in the first half where the captain of Roma got booked for simulation and it wasn't given a penalty.
Right.
I think it was a fair call. But I heard in the second half, there was also an incident where I think they were given a penalty, but VAR overturned it or something like that. But they had some issue, some decision that went against them in the second half. But I didn't see it.
Okay.
Because I heard the referee get all sorts of death threats and abuse and stuff like that too.
Yeah, and there's video of Joseph aiming at him
Yeah, I saw.
in the car park. I just want Joseph to know that he gotta be a bit more clever. He can't start in English and then want to switch to Italian. That probably ain't gonna work.
Tears.
That's what he really did.
Tears.
But yeah, you get my point, right? But yeah, congrats to Sevilla. Like you said, they definitely know how to win this competition. And we'll see what happens with Jose Roma.
Yeah.
In the transfer window.
Yeah, definitely. Because there are rumors of him going PSG.
Yeah, I saw his name and Nagelsmann being linked.
Yeah,
I think
I saw
Nagelsmann is the favorite.
Yeah.
At this point, at least.
I know we didn't have this on the schedule, but there's been some interesting transfer news already, and it's only June. Today is June 6th or something.
Today is June 6th.
There's some big deals, big players going to Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
Karim, Benzema would have announced his exit from Real Madrid today and officially signed for the Saudi Arabian team. I won't try to pronounce the name because I know I can butcher it.
The one that Ronaldo does not play for.
Okay. Kante is rumored to be close.
Correct.
So is Zaha.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's this Mason Mount to Manchester United saga.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Why you do that to me?
Because I'm just curious. I have been tempted to ask you over last week, but I just decided to say I surprise you with it on the podcast.
I like surprises, but not this one because I don't really. Because I feel like I'm the only person in Barbados that don't think highly of Mason Mount. So I know you come and ask me what Mason Mount for, but I will tell you since you asked. Okay, so like I said, I don't think he's a high quality player. Will he add something to Man U that is not already there? Maybe in terms of energy and availability, I don't know. But it all depends on how he's going to be used. Because is he going to be used in a wide forward like role,
number 8,
or he's going to be used in midfield? Right, I was coming to honestly, most of the time that I've seen Mason Mount, he's normally been playing out wide for Chelsea and for the national team. I don't like him in that role. I don't think he makes intelligent runs off the ball. I don't think he, adds enough creativity. In the center of the part, maybe that's something different. So I would give it a chance.
Okay.
But at this point in time, I don't think Mason Mount is like a A+ player, for example. Maybe a B+.
Chelsea fans having a whole meltdown about this. I'm not,
Mason
though.
Mount?
Yeah. I personally am not having a whole meltdown about it. Because here's my thing. With transfers is never really hear the true story.
Right.
So clubs saying that they did everything they could, they offer him contracts, stuff like that. His camp is claiming not. There are rumors that he was offered a salary close to what Reece James is getting, but not quite that, and he wasn't pleased. That's a rumor.
Right.
His camp say it has nothing to do with money, whatever. But I saw a point that kind of made me question. There are two things that really making me question why Chelsea fans are up in arms about this. Because one, our club is a mess right now, yes. But we have managed to renew the contracts of several players, no fuss. Why is Mason Mount the issue? And if he has been the only issue, why is it all of a sudden the club's fault that he can't renew? But then there was another point that somebody made I thought was really intelligent. When it was rumored that he might leave, Liverpool were the front runners. Arsenal was probably a close second, and United was a distant third. Somebody said on Twitter, and I thought it was a good point, Liverpool and Arsenal have better footballing projects than Manchester United right now, in their opinion. And they believe the only reason Mason Mount is going to choose Manchester United over Liverpool and Arsenal is money. And it was like, that's interesting because you're hearing these suggestions that he's not pleased with the money side of the contract Chelsea's offering. So for me, when Chelsea fans are going to be like, I saw Simon Jordan on Talksport saying, was it Simon Jordan? Somebody on Talksport was saying Talbot is a disgrace for wanting to sell Mason Mount, blah, blah. Nobody wants to sell Mason Mount. Mason Mount is refusing to sign contracts.
Right.
And I wonder sometimes if he wasn't English and if he wasn't from the Chelsea Academy, if there would be this big furlough.
Thank you.
Because for me, I like Mason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel the same way you do because I know how you feel. But my thing about it is, if he was not an academy boy, if he was not English, people will not be getting on as if, oh my gosh, it would be such a disaster if Chelsea lose Mason Mount. It wouldn't. And I don't get why people are having a meltdown over it.
I couldn't have said it better myself. You know? Good job.
Don't say that. Don't think that I want him to go to Manchester United.
I get what you're saying.
But
that's my point. Okay. I can see Mason Mount as a nice, if you can find a role for him that he's good at, that brings out his qualities or his strengths. I can see him excelling and flourishing. So that's why I said I'm going to reserve comment because I'm not sure. Obviously, I think every manager has a vision of how they want the side to play. I don't know what Ten Hag's plan is in terms of how he's going to utilize him. And he's still young. He's like 24, right? Right, cool. So obviously there's room for improvement. And in a Man United system, next season he might excel. He might flourish. But I'm talking about his body of work up to that point that I've seen at Chelsea and I've seen for England. For England, I think he's often ineffective. But again, that might be done with the whole Southgate has chosen to use him. For Chelsea, again, it's more like, you praise the work rate and stuff like that, but I'm not seeing a lot of genuine quality. There's one moment that Mason Mount has that stands out.
I remember because I was in church and you messaged me in church about it.
I think it's that one there, right?
Oh, that's what you mean. I thought you meant the assist for the Champions League. I thought you meant when the last day of the season 2 years ago, he scored a free kick against Wolves. And you messaged me. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know Mount had that in his locker or something like that.
It's happened so rarely, right? That is something they really do not know. But yes, that pass for Havertz in the Champions League final was a really, really high quality pass. Yeah. I would give him that. So I'm not saying that, but I mean, those moments don't happen often enough. Yeah. And I don't want to sell him. He is hitting on Mason Mount. There've been players at my own team that I've criticized for lack of consistency. I like Curtis Jones. You've heard me talk about him. But I was of the opinion that at one point that we need to ship him out through the door. And then he started to play well towards the end of the season. So he's bought himself some time. So like, again, I think with Mason Mount, I think there's a reason. When you said that you don't understand why there's such a big work, one, he's English. He came through the Chelsea Academy. And we must remember that when you all had the transfer embargo, people like him, Tammy Abraham, the same Rich James, not saying that they weren't valued for, some of the players that they got, but I feel as though a lot of them have been, I don't want to say victims, but their standing or their perception in the public eye, at least in UK, is because of the fact that, Chelsea had a transfer ban and it was like, old Lampard playing with these good young players. And that notion comes from the class in 92 at Man U, where when there's a pool of English talent coming through, there's an excitement, especially if they're getting the first team, because let's be real, a lot of top clubs don't trust young players so early on in the Premier League at least. And I think that's where Lampard's, his manager pedigree came from as well. The fact that people felt as though, we're excited because he's prepared to give young players a chance, so I think that's where that love and that affection for Mount has stemmed from.
I love him too, but I'm not gonna be like whatever. It's if he want. I am of this opinion. If he really wanted to stay at the club, he would. I've seen players like Rafinha reject both Chelsea and Arsenal because he was set on going to Barcelona. Right. I've seen players refuse to leave clubs because they want to stay. They want to stay. Even players at Chelsea right now, Treble is rumored to have interest from Inter Milan, but his stance is he wants to stay and fight for his place. And to me, he has loads of competition in his sport, but he wants to stay and fight for his place. And I think for me, when you really want to do something, you do it. And I think there's this notion of the fact that he had verbally agreed to sign a deal after the World Cup. I don't see the difference in if you're offered a deal in September where you got to wait till after the World Cup and sign it, but hey, that's just me. Apparently, that offer was pulled, and they decided that they would give him a 1-year extension to aid in further negotiations. And there's this notion that that was disrespectful. But if you want to extend his contract so that y'all have more time to negotiate, because the whole thing, they don't want to lose him for free, what's the big deal? This is your so-called boyhood club that you love so much. If you really wanted to stay, you would. That's just my opinion. And people are going to use this whole thing about Chelsea being a mess as an excuse. It's not an excuse. We've literally renewed Armando Broja, Trevor Chalobah, Reece James, Ben Chilwell, take a few other persons' contracts, and with no fuss whatsoever.
Right.
And I don't see why, just because it's Mason Mount, that everybody's like, oh my gosh, we're going to die. We're not going to die. Do you think I want to see him in a Man United shirt? Of course not. But if you don't want to be here, then I don't want you here. That's just my philosophy. And to me, Mason Mount is not moving like somebody that wants to be at the club. That's just my opinion. So our final segment is the leaderboard.
Yes, please.
So for those of you that didn't remember last week, I had fell significantly behind Andrew. But with the fighting spirit I have, I came roaring back.
I want to clarify, right?
Oh,
that
boy, here we go. Let me hear this clarification.
yeah, it'll be a really, really thoughtful clarification as well. Trust me.
Let me hear.
I just want to clarify and make the viewing public aware that the reason that she was able to, claw those points back is because, my fault. It won't happen again that season. But there was a little bit of complacency on my part, and I felt like my lead was unassailable, So I took my foot off the gas.
Oh, so it's nothing to do with my ability to predict games. It's you. It's just your complacency that allowed me back into the. I see.
Yeah, last week I wasn't really trying. As hard as I did in previous weeks. It was just shooting off the hit, off the cuff.
I see.
I feel as though I had a role to play. But you know what, Marissa? Congratulations on coming second.
I'm not Arsenal. I'm not going to take that as a win. Okay,
fair enough. But I'm saying you thought with this big comeback that you passed.
Because I thought I did. I actually, when I did the first calculation, was like literally celebrating. I was like, yes, I came back. But then mine was like, you should add that again. And when I did, I realized. So that's why it was exciting. And then I had to come back down. Right. But anyways, I got 4 predictions right. I correctly predicted the scoreline of Man U 2, Fulham 1, and Chelsea 1, Newcastle 1. And you got 3 predictions right with no scorelines. Okay. So the final dugout leaderboard for season 1 reads Marissa 37 points, Andrew 38 points.
I'll take a bow now.
That's only because before I had an awful week,
And next season, people, it will be more of the same.
More of the same.
I'm building a dynasty here on this leaderboard. You understand me, tell you?
You might say he's building a dynasty.
Building a dynasty.
Wow.
You'll be lucky if you get one.
Wow.
That's how confident I am. But you know what? I don't want to deter you too much. So carry on.
I done.
Done? Okay.
I done, yeah. I was tempted that we should do the Champions League as the last
You don't
game.
want to lose out of?
Just to see if I could get a scoreline right and, But I don't know. What do you think?
Well, you see, again, she catch me off guard. But it's up to you. I'll roll with the punches.
I don't know if we should. We have never really included
Champions, we have
Europe,
Like I've been Premier League.
Yeah, Premier League and the Cup games. So I want to change the rules just to see if I could get a win. I accept my defeat. I'm gracious in defeat. And we go again next season. That's what the footballers is tweet, right? We go again next season. We come back stronger. We take the disappointment on the chin and we go again next season.
I was going to quote Roy Keane. I say, "What a load of hogwash!" But I am not going to do it. Actually, I already said it. But anyways, but yeah, I'm happy with my victory. It was her fault. Spent a lot, nights thinking about these games. I'm obviously joking.
I hope so.
I'm obviously
because I hit the thing, you bet. I wonder what I should predict tomorrow. That'd be weird.
No, I gave it some thought before we came on, but honestly, last week I really didn't. But I'm happy that I won. You know, I can always say that I won the first ever leaderboard. Yes. Anything else?
No.
Marissa, no. All right, so we'll be back again next week for
the final show of the season.
Final show of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Final show of the season.
We have some awards.
Not
for you guys, but for the our end of season awards. Team of the year, player of the year. I hate doing it, but I'll do it.
You
should really do a flop 11, you know, but no.
Oh, no.
We shouldn't.
It might not be our final episode this summer because we know it got Ashes, it got some cricket, got the World Cup qualifiers, right?
Yeah.
So we might pop in occasionally.
Yeah.
You know, throughout the summer months. But yeah, it's been fun.
It has. First season in bag. Hasn't been a good season for our clubs on the pitch. But we go again next season.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we want to say thank you to our sponsors.
Right.
Spirit Led Studios. Whole Health Pharmacy.
Yeah. Forget the ad again, but yeah.
Oh, you forget. Oh, you forgot your ad. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm making sure I get in there right this time.
Oh.
We know what happened last time.
Yeah, we know.
Please follow us. Follow us at the Dugout Podcast. Is that right?
The Dugout _podcast.
Lord.
It can be on the screen.
Yeah, it'll be on the screen. Shameful.
We are so bad.
Yeah.
We are so bad.
But we'll correct these issues next.
It's true.
Next season for sure.
Nothing but professionalism in season 2.
Correct. You can follow us on Instagram.
Yeah. Follow Shot Spirit Led Studios 246. I just remember that one though.
Right. Follow myself at Drew9106 and Marissa at Rissa
9107.
07, right? Yeah.
No, Rissa Simone 91. Yeah. The Rissa 9107 is my Twitter.
Look, I was honestly right. I was just following your lead. So when you said it, I was just
I cannot. But yeah, stay tuned for our show next week. We'll be back here. We'll see who would have won that last trophy up for grabs, and our end of season awards, which I am sure will be hotly contested for sure. Yeah. I will purposely not share my things with you ahead of time.
Yeah.
I like the element of surprise.
Correct.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay in my this.
Yeah.
You say yeah.
Because I was not expecting that to come on your mouth. Anyways, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.